Yesterday, somebody put in comments that to the effect that it's very, very hard to go after police officers and to sue them. Certainly, I've considered doing that, but in order to do that, you have to win at the lower levels, win your case, and then you have a cause of action against them. That's very, very hard to sue them even under the best circumstances because they're insulated by the fact that we, the taxpayer, through the federal, state, or local governments, pay their fees and their legal fees because they get to hide by a certain degree of immunity and the presumption that they're innocent, doing God's work, protecting us from people like us. Of course, that's absolutely rife for abuse, but that's the way it is. When police officers get into real trouble, like Detective Bauer did in Bauer v. Merchant, he was the guy who went after me and had gotten away with going after someone else almost in 2012, and then she took him right down into federal court. They hide behind something called qualified immunity at the federal level, which is a made-up legal doctrine made up by the Supreme Court. It's nowhere at all in the Constitution. And what it does is it allows police officers, again, to have the benefit of the doubt so that they have to, you have to prove that they did something that no knowing police officer would ever actually do, or it was so amazingly egregious, as with the Derek Chauvin case, the Minneapolis police officer who knelt on the neck and helped to asphyxiate George Floyd. If it's so awful with so many witnesses around that there's no way they can wriggle out of it, then there may be some accountability. I remember there was a case here not that long ago where maybe 12 years ago where there was a black professor who was awakened and went out on his front stoop to find a bunch of police officers interrogating somebody in his driveway. As he opened the door to demand what they were doing there, one of the police officers shot him. Yes, he was standing in the doorway of his own home. A trial ensued, and the police officer lost. And the police union had for a long time a video on their site just railing against this decision, just almost apoplectic, screeching about it. They were upset that he went to prison for 1 year. That's right, took a man's life, went to prison for 1 year, and they complained about the injustice of it all. Well, folks, there are far greater injustices, and that's why we need a democratic police force, and we need them coming to the local government and telling exactly what they're doing with these things, exactly when they intend to do it, who they're targeting, and why they're targeting.